I'm in Shenandoah National Park, and this is the Piney River Ranger Station parking area. There's the gray ghost. Still got some snow left up here from a week or so ago. The Piney River Ranger Station's down there to the left. Over here is one of the old original buildings. It's kind of falling down. It's called the Piney River Technical Building. They used it when they were putting the park in. I think they're going to try and save it, but if they don't hurry up, it's going to be too late. I'm going to close up the Gray Ghost and head back out here to Skyline Drive and head over this way. I'm going to see if I can find the trace of the old Matthews Arm Road, and also look for an old homestead over here. A family with the last name of Brumback owned this tract of land over here. It's about 400 acres. So we'll see if we can find that. The elevation here is 3,060 feet. Two-tenths of a mile into my hike. I'm here at the entrance to the Matthews Arm Campground. My car's parked up there on the other side of Skyline Drive at the Piney River Ranger Station. The campground's closed for the winter. This is the new road. Let's call this the new road. And over here somewhere was the old Matthews Arm Road. So I'm going to venture over here and see if I can find the trace of it. I really didn't think there was going to be this much snow up here, to tell you the truth, but and I don't have the right boots on for hiking in snow, but I'm going to venture over here a little ways and see what happens. Three-tenths of a mile into my hike. The elevation is 3,000 feet. I'm back out onto the new road. The old road is definitely over there. I found a trace of it. So I think what I'm going to do is come back after the snow's gone and hike that. I'm not equipped. I don't have the right boots on to be hiking in deep snow. So I'm gonna hike down the new road here for a ways, and depending on the conditions, I might be able to go over and look for this old homestead. We'll see what the trail conditions are like down here. .4 miles into my hike. The elevation here is 2,650 feet. I'm on the Brumback, at the Brumback homestead area. Jeremy's Run headwaters is down there below me, straight ahead. And this is one of the few areas in this on the mountain here that's relatively flat. The Elk Wallow Trail is over that way. I'll do a 360. The Elk Wallow Trail is over that way. And take a look at the underbrush all through here. Fairly normal looking. And then when you get over here to this area where I think maybe the homestead was, look. There's all sorts of trees cut down, blown down. And then as we continue with the 360, you get back over here and you're back to like normal undergrowth. I don't really see any roads. I'll have to come back after the snow melts. Now back that way it starts getting steep. In fact, there's a ridge line back there. So I don't, and that's too far away from the actual where the map showed it. And then that's back to looking towards Elk Wallow Trail. So I think this area in through here where all this underbrush is just laying around, this is probably where it was. I don't see any piles of rocks or anything, but once the snow melts, maybe I'll see some remnant of something here. I'll come back after the snow melts. Note to myself, I repositioned E.G. Brumback point number 1 slightly by about 50 feet or so to this area here where all this brush is laying around. Note to myself, it looks like I'm standing at the Brumback start point, the jump off point on the Elk Wallow Trail, and it looks like maybe the driveway heading up there would have been on a bearing of about 126 degrees magnetic. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Bentonville 1994. And the purpose of the hike was to explore one of the old tracts of land. Tract number 11 was owned by E.G. Brumback. And that tract of land I've outlined here in yellow. And there was an old homestead located right about here on the tract of land. So what I did was I decided to park down here and then hike up and see if I could find it. Now let me say right off the bat, there was more snow up on the mountain than what I was expecting, and I wasn't really prepared for hiking in snow, so I cut this hike short. But anyway, I parked right here. This is the Piney River Ranger Station area, and then you walk out to Skyline Drive and up to here. Now there's 2 roads that go into the Matthews Arm area. This dash line here is the old road, which is abandoned. And the current day road isn't even shown on here, so I sort of dotted it in like this. So when you go in nowadays, this is the only road that you'll actually see, and this is the road that you use. I was going to bushwhack this section here up to here, but what happened was I got in here and it was really kind of nasty. There was some fairly deep snow in through here, and it was starting to melt, and it was getting mushy and slushy, and I backed out of here and got back over here onto the current day road, followed this down the hill to here. Then I look to the left, and there's a trail marker here that says Elk Wallow Trail. Get on that. Follow this down to Jeremy's Run. Cross over Jeremy's Run. Come up the hill, and as soon as you get up up away from Jeremy's Run. Then what I did was I took a left and hiked into here to a compass bearing. Looked around. I found the area where I think the homestead was located based on lots of underbrush and that sort of thing. I did not find any rock piles or any sort of artifacts laying around. But keep in mind, the ground was covered with snow. So there could be stuff laying around down there. Maybe sometime later on in the winter when all the snow's melted away, I can go back and take another look. And then I basically hiked back to my car. Now let me show you a couple other maps here. When you go to the Shenandoah National Park Records website, this is the tract of land that we're talking about here, owned by Brumback. Okay, and right there, that little square is where the homestead was. And this is Jeremy's Run right here, so it's just south of Jeremy's Run, and it's a little bit east of this road here, which got turned into the Elk Wallow Trail. Now, if you take this and overlay it on Shenandoah's modern day database map, this is what you end up with. Here's the outline of the tract of land, and right about that area right in there is where the homestead was, south of Jeremy's Run and east of the Elk Wallow Trail. So this is where I hiked and looked around. Ended up being 2.6 miles with a total ascent of 626 feet, and that was the hike for today.